An international kidnapping plot targets a woman in Brooklyn. Why she was at the center of it, and how authorities stepped in just in time.
Timing out that storm threat for this evening, what you can expect heading into the morning.
It's a rare beachside community in New York City. New York Live has a look at the new hotel that brings luxury to Rockaway. This is News 4 Now for July 14th. I'm Adam Cooperstein, and it sounds like a story ripped from a movie script, but the FBI says it's all too real. Federal charges have now been filed in an alleged plot to abduct a journalist from Brooklyn because of her criticism of the Iranian regime. These are 4 of the 5 people prosecutors say were involved. The woman at the center of it says she's been targeted by the Iranian government for years, but this is a first time.
نزدیک 2 هفته است که پلیس چرا در خونمه. وقتی هم رفتم گفتم برید.
That's Masia Linejad in her Brooklyn apartment, where she says she was shocked to see more than a dozen FBI agents and police show up at her doorstep. She's an author and an activist, and she says this plot to kidnap her was in retaliation for using social media to speak to millions about women's rights and other causes inside Iran. Officials say the plot was to kidnap her right off the street and then whisk her away by boat to Venezuela and eventually back to Iran.
For years and years, we, the people of Iran, were scared of the government. That now they are scared of me. And that's why they send some people here in Brooklyn to kidnap me. And that gives me power.
Masih was moved to a safe house for 8 months because Iranian agents had surveillance done on her home in Brooklyn. A spokesman for the Iranian government here in New York and in D.C. did not return our request for comment. Well, the search is on for a delivery driver seen on video messing with an NYPD officer's food. The video posted to social media shows a DoorDash delivery man sticking a profanity-laced note inside a Chipotle container with his bare hands. An officer at the 61st Precinct in Brooklyn received that order and then threw it in the trash. A Facebook user called So Certified claimed to be that driver, saying, "I don't violate people's food like that. That was personal. We at war." DoorDash tells us in a statement this behavior is unacceptable, and they've now deactivated that delivery person and reached out to the customer. Chipotle calls the driver's actions inexcusable, and he could now face felony charges. Well, financial crisis hitting the 9/11 Memorial Museum is forcing it to cut hours. And operators say, like so many businesses, the pandemic led to these budget cuts. Fundraising and a donation from former Mayor Michael Bloomberg kept the museum afloat last year, but there's still a budget shortfall. So the museum's now going to close on Tuesdays and on Wednesdays. Museum officials say that finances are improving as tourists start to come back, and cuts should not affect this year's 20th anniversary ceremony, which includes a live reading of all of the victims' names. The world's priciest fries can now be found right here in New York City. The famous dessert destination, Serendipity 3, just won the Guinness World Record for the most expensive plate of French fries. They're $200, and they're made from upstate Chipperbeck potatoes, blanched in Dom Perignon, and fancy French vinegar. And then the fries are cooked in goose fat and tossed with truffle oil and fresh truffles from Italy. Oh, and wait, that's not all. The fries are then finally dusted with the finest pecorino cheese.
It's easy to take expensive ingredients, throw them together, and then call them an expensive dish. We really make sure that not only is it expensive, but it is the best in the world.
If you've got the budget to try these indulgent fries, they're being served at Serendipity 3 on the Upper East Side. All right, feels like deja vu with the weather out there, Maria. Heat, humidity, storms, repeat, right?
Here we are again, continuing with the theme for July. It's the heat, humidity, showers, and thunderstorms. At least the chance of it early this evening, and then just plain old muggy as we get into the midnight hour. 78 degrees at that point as temperatures drop into the 70s, starting another warm afternoon. The shower and thunderstorm threat would be early in the evening, and then you can see even a few breaks in that overcast. We could see some patchy fog develop again, very similar to the last few mornings, but overall it's going to be the story for the day will be how warm and muggy it is. 73 to start your day tomorrow, 66 in Sussex, 68 in Poughkeepsie, 71 in Islip. A lot of heat, haze, and humidity in store for the rest of the week.
Well, you can now get panoramic views of the city beachside. New York Live shows us what's in store at the Rockaway Hotel.
Looking for the perfect beach staycation? Well, we have one for you right here in New York City. We're at the Rockaway Hotel. Tell me about the concept behind the hotel.
The hotel was basically designed to serve an up-and-coming area that deserved to be in the spotlight a little bit. We're on the beach. We're the only beach in New York City. We're serviced by the ferry. The A train stops 2 blocks away.
Tell me about some of the amenities.
We have 2 retail on site, wellness class in our event space or on our sun deck. We are 1 block from the beach. We supply all of our guests with beach chairs to use for the day. We will run out some food and drink to you. We have live music almost 7 days a week.
Well, you covered a lot of the fun that we can have here, but there's a lot of food we can have too. Terrence, it is so nice to see you. Last time I saw you, we were in a completely different place. And we're gonna talk about, you own many restaurants, and here we are, and you're kind of overseeing all of that here. How many different places on site are there to eat?
Wow, so there's 4 different outlets, including Greenhouse Cafe, which we're standing in now, where you're gonna get great coffee. The Pool House is a classic club menu. And then, for something that's a little bit more elevated, you go to Margie's for brunch and dinner.
Terrence, did you order the whole menu?
I hope you're hungry.
Can we start with this beautiful monstrosity? What is it?
This is called the Kraken. Oyster, clams, Alaskan king crab, you name it, we have it. Market salad, we have mussels, and the ribeye.
So we made it up to the rooftop. What's the scene up here like?
Great cocktails, it's shared plates up here.
I love it. What do we have here? What drinks did you bring out?
Well, we started out with the Easy Pass, then we moved on to the Mezcaloma, which is Ilegal Mezcal. It's grapefruit base. And then Shark Bite, which is probably our #1 seller.
We are going to double fist in celebration of the opening of the Rockaway Hotel. Really, congratulations. We're so happy to see you doing well.
Thank you. Cheers.
All right, you can file this next story under Only in New York. A couple's wedding photo shoot gets crashed by a celebrity. And News 4's Checky Beckford shows us how their special day started with a serenade from Jeff Goldblum.
Like so many couples, Brian and Sabrina Carton's walk down the aisle was delayed by the pandemic.
The wedding was originally set for Labor Day weekend of last year, and we were heartbroken.
But Sunday, the lovebirds finally got their special day.
We decided to take some pictures before we signed our ketubah, our Jewish marriage contract.
Photographer Justin McCallum picked this picturesque setting near Jane's Carousel.
Nice, big smile.
Brooklyn Bridge Park, obviously a popular place to take wedding photos, but Brian and Sabrina had no idea actor Jeff Goldblum would make a cameo in theirs.
I looked over to my right and I saw Jeff Goldblum standing there. And I just thought to myself, is that Jeff Goldblum? He looked at me and he was just incredibly, just so happy, like he realized it was a bride.
The couple says Goldblum even waited for them to finish their carousel ride before, get this, serenading them with Sunrise Sunset.
He looked us both in the eye, he sang a few bars of Fiddler to us, and he wished us both Mazel Tov.
A song that means a lot to me, that makes me weepy whenever I watch Fiddler on the Roof.
McCallum says Goldblum's appearance added a little extra pressure to the shoot.
Oh, I really can't mess this up because this is going to be framed on their wall forever.
Even though her dad, recovering from surgery, couldn't walk her down the aisle and COVID prevented some family members from attending, Sabrina says Goldblum helped make their big day something they'll never forget.
Being under the chuppah and saying my vows and being with our friends and family was far and away, the thing that I'm going to remember the most. Jeff Goldblum really put it over the top.
In Dumbo, Checky Beckford, News 4, New York.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.